Back for another edition of Tuesday Trivia with Flo, my co-host. We are going to be telling you the synopses for 10 movies, and you need to guess what those movies are. So let's get right to it. What's up, physical media and trivia fans? Welcome back to another edition of Tuesday Trivia. Today I have 10 movies that I'm going to read synopses for that you are going to guess what the movie is based on the synopsis. I'm going to remove any identifying names, locations, titles, so on and so forth. I'll redact those so it doesn't make it too easy. If you don't get it from the synopsis, I am then going to give you the year, the top 3 cast in reverse order of billing, and the director. And then I'll give you the answer. And again, this week I have fun facts for each of these titles. I'll go ahead and tell you the theme for this week. The theme is miscellaneous. So it's actually stuff that I've picked up in my thrifting hauls. I've done some videos about them, or a couple of them, but not all of them yet. Actually, I'm going to post a video tomorrow with a haul that has quite a few of these titles in it. Some of these are very easy. Actually, a couple of them are very easy. You should be able to get right away with the synopsis alone. And then some of them are more difficult and you might have to hear all of it and you may not get it at all. But if you get maybe 7 out of 10, I'd be very proud of you. Good work. So let's get right to it with movie number 1. As a real estate developer fights to demolish a New York tenement, the 5 remaining residents are aided by tiny metal visitors from outer space in their struggle to save their home. Each resident gains a renewed sense of life in this sentimental, wholesome family film produced by Spielberg. Blank and blank keep the schmaltz from getting out of hand. Neat little space critters. So I left Spielberg's name in this because he produced it. So he didn't direct it. And I thought that's far enough removed where people don't automatically know, his oeuvre. So it's not directed by Spielberg, but I left his name in there. The year is 1987. And the cast is Frank McRae, Jessica Tandy, and Hume Cronin. And the director is Matthew Robbins. So this is probably one of the tougher ones. I definitely saw this when I was a kid. I have a nostalgic love for this one. It is Batteries Not Included. Batteries Not Included. The title is, for whatever reason, all lowercase with an asterisk in front of it. I understand the asterisk. I don't know why it's all in lowercase. But anyway, the fun fact that I have for you for this movie is that the film was originally written by Brad Bird for Spielberg's Amazing Stories TV show, but Spielberg liked it so much he had it developed into a feature film. The effects were done by Industrial Light and Magic using stop motion and puppetry. So if you did not know, Brad Bird is the writer-director of The Incredibles, The Iron Giant, Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol. He is a heavy hitter. Iron Giant is one of my favorite movies ever. It is amazing. If you haven't seen it, fix that right away. It is a kid's movie, but it is super good. It's very good. So movie number 2. It's Christmas Eve and NYC cop Blank has arrived in LA to spend the holiday with his estranged wife Holly and their kids. Unfortunately, Holly is one of the hostages being held by a band of ruthless, high-stakes terrorists in the Century City high-rise headquarters of a Japanese corporation. Soon, it's the loner cop against the intruders, who are led by Eurotrash villain Blank, a marvelous performance by Blank. A high-voltage action thriller that's just as unbelievable as it sounds, but you'll love it anyway. Based on the novel Nothing Lasts Forever by Roderick Thorpe. If you're new here and you're wondering why I left an author's name in, I leave the author's names in mostly. There's one in this list that I redacted, and you'll see why later, because I want to reward the readers in the audience. If you're a reader, good for you. I love it. So I'll leave the authors in there to give you an extra little bit of clue. The year for this one is 1988. The cast is Bonnie Bedelia, Alan Rickman, and Bruce Willis. So that hopefully should be pretty obvious. I was thinking this one is one of the very easy ones, but if you didn't get it, that's okay. The director is John McTiernan, and this movie is Die Hard. So if you haven't seen this movie already and you didn't get this one, that's totally fine. You might not like action movies, you might not like 80s movies, whatever it is. You might not like Bruce Willis, but it is a fun one. It's definitely worth a watch at least one time. The fun fact that I have for you about this is that the Nakatomi Plaza, the fictional office high-rise, was the real-life Fox Plaza in Century City, LA. That's not, mind-blowing fun fact, but a couple more things about it. It was in it was in Brooklyn Nine-Nine, where the character Jake, Andy Samberg's character, is very excited that they are driving by the Nakatomi Plaza and wants to stop and check it out. And it's the Fox building in Century City. The other little bit of fun fact is more personal. I've been to that plaza many times, to that building. When I worked in LA, I started off as a production assistant, which is basically a gopher, or we were called runners. And I would have to deliver or pick up stuff there quite a bit. Movie number 3. Mexican teenagers Julio and Tinoch envision a guilt-free, sex-filled summer when their girlfriends go to Europe on vacation. At a wedding, they meet Luisa, the wife of Tinoch's cousin, and begin a flirtation, telling her of their planned trip to a secluded and non-existent beach. When Luisa discovers her husband's infidelity, she decides to join the boys on their trip, and their adolescent sexual fantasies turn to emotional upheaval when she seduces them separately. Believe it or not, this is a comedy, and a funny one, with American Pie-type jokes and shenanigans sprinkled throughout. But since this movie has a brain and something of a soul, the consequences aren't always slapstick funny. So that's a long synopsis. I hope I pronounced the names right. It's been a while since I saw this one. But the year is 2001. The cast is Maribel Verdú, Gael Garcia Bernal, and Diego Luna. I think that Bernal was actually billed top over Diego Luna. Maybe not, but that's how it was listed. But I switched him because Diego Luna is the bigger name in America right now. The director is Alfonso Cuarón. Alfonso Cuarón, who directed Gravity, Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, Little Princess, among other things. This movie is Y Tu Mama Tambien. Y Tu Mama Tambien. The fun fact that I have for you for this one is that Diego Luna was already a well-known TV star in Mexico, and Cuarón hesitated to cast him, thinking he would be better off with an unknown actor. Gael Garcia Bernal convinced Cuarón to cast him anyway, saying that their chemistry would be natural as Luna was his close friend already. And he was right. They have great chemistry in that movie. Movie number 4. A very loose adaptation of the Blank horror novel, this is an author that I'm leaving out, about a writer and his family snowbound in a huge hotel who experience various hauntings caused by either the hotel itself or the writer's dementia. Technically stunning and pretty dang scary, but too long, pretentious, and implausible. Blank is excellent as the failed writer gone off the deep end. This is another synopsis I have a couple bones to pick with. I don't think the writer has dementia, not at all. I might grant to you that it is a little long, but pretentious and implausible, yikes. Anywho, the year is 1980. I was thinking this one might be one of the easy ones too. The cast is Danny Lloyd, Shelley Duvall, and Jack Nicholson. And the director is, you might know already, Stanley Kubrick. This movie is The Shining. The Shining, 1980. The fun fact that I have for you for The Shining is that the impossible spaces of the film, most famously the exterior facing window in Ullman's office, are due to Kubrick using Timberline Lodge for exterior shots, and most interior shots were done at the Awahani Hotel. The disconnect contributes to the subconscious unease that the film relies on to build tension. I've read a lot of speculation that it was intentional, that Kubrick was trying to put people ill at ease, and he is a master craftsman and he pays such close attention to detail. But I suspect it was shooting different exterior and interior, and it just happened, and nobody even thought about it probably when they were shooting. But maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I wasn't there. Movie number 5. Rather grim indeed is this ill-conceived fairy tale from blank that had a rocky and delayed production. It was filmed in 2003. I left that in because it didn't come out in 2003. Wilhelm and Jacob are 18th century German con men fleecing credulous country folk who believe in the supernatural. But in order to save their own skins, the brothers must investigate the disappearance of a number of young women who have vanished into a truly enchanted forest that is the domain of the Mirror Queen. The film looks good, but it's all really an illusion. So they didn't love this one, and I grant them that. The year is 2005, so apparently it finished shooting in 2003 and didn't come out till 2005. There were delays. When you hear the director, that might make more sense. The cast is Monica Bellucci, Heath Ledger, and Matt Damon. The director is Terry Gilliam of Monty Python fame. This movie is The Brothers Grimm. It is not great, and part of the reason is probably down to what I found for the fun fact. For the fun fact, Gilliam originally shot the effects-heavy scenes with practical effects, but was unhappy with the outcomes. He opted to pivot to CGI effects rather than reshoot due to budget constraints. So that maybe is a contributing factor. I think that it sounds like Gilliam's shoots can sometimes be chaotic or disorganized or struck with bad luck. I don't really believe in bad luck. Yeah, so it just didn't turn out that great. He has other movies that I love that are great. Not this one. Movie number 6. The Blands are a happily married couple who share many interests: good food and wine, entrepreneurial dreams, and an aversion to sex. The problem is they're flat broke, so when the tasty swinger from upstairs makes a pass at Mary and Paul accidentally kills him, they discover he's got loads of money. Blank takes a cut in the deal by disposing of, or rather recycling, the body. This may just be the way to finance the restaurant they've been wanting to open. Wonderful, offbeat, hilariously dark comedy. So I will tell you, this is one of the movies that I featured in one of my haul videos after I came back from Pacific Northwest vacation. Maybe that helps you if you saw that. The year is 1982. The cast is Robert Beltra, Paul Bartel, and Mary Woronov. And the director is Paul Bartel. This movie is Eating Raoul. Eating Raoul, a sort of horror, comedy, satire. The fun fact that I have for you for this one is that Paul Bartel and Mary Woronov are in the casts of 18 different films together. This and Death Race 2000, however, are the only ones that they are both in that Paul Bartel himself directed. So he's the director of Death Race 2000. But they collaborated a lot, or at least worked together a lot. Movie number 7. A very loose contemporary remake of the 1947 film noir classic of the same name. Jimmy Kilmartin is a paroled car thief turned informant. He soon finds himself trapped in a web of deceit involving corrupt district attorneys and ruthless hoodlums like Little Jr., Blank, played by an actor. pumped up and playing against type. With no one to trust, crime drama keeps the far-fetched genre conventions in check until the end. Blank makes the transition from TV cop on NYPD Blue by not straying far from his small screen persona. Blank shout-out performance may not be as chilling as Widmark's unforgettable debut in the original, but he's able to convey a level of mercilessness and depth that'll make you wince. A lot of blanks because they use the actors' names a lot in there. The year is 1994. The cast is Samuel L. Jackson, Nicolas Cage, and David Caruso. This one is a deeper cut. I thought this would be one of the very difficult ones on the quiz. This director is Barbet Schroeder. Again, with all names, I try my best. I don't know if Barbet is the correct pronunciation. And this movie is Kiss of Death. So it was a remake of a 1947 film. The fun fact I have for you is about the differences. Although the film is a remake of that original, the main protagonist and antagonist were changed. The original main character was Nick Bianco, a jewel thief. Caruso's character is Jimmy Kilmartin, a car thief. In the original, Bianco was kind of coerced into being an informant to protect his family. In the original, the bad guy was Tommy Udo, an archetypical evildoer. He's just bad through and through. And then Nick Cage's little junior is shown to be slightly more human and vulnerable. Like he has asthma and he hits an inhaler sometimes. Movie number 8. A high-tech remake of Menzies' 1953 semi-classic about an invasion perceived only by one young boy and a sympathetic, though hysterical, school nurse, played by mother and son blank and blank. Instant Camp. And the year is 1986. The cast is Louise Fletcher, Karen Black, and Hunter Carson. Karen Black is a scream queen. She's in a lot of great horror movies. The director here is Tobe Hooper. Tobe Hooper. So the director of my favorite movie, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Tobe Hooper, the director of Poltergeist, Toolbox Murders, Eaten Alive, a bunch of movies. And this one, Invaders from Mars. Invaders from Mars. So this is a PG sci-fi adventure. I hesitate to say horror. It's not quite horrific, but it has some of those elements from the 80s from my favorite movie director. I wouldn't say he's my favorite director. He is the director of my favorite movie. The fun fact that I have for you for this one is that Stan Winston and his studios did the creature effects for this film. Stan is best known for designing the original Terminator, the Aliens, Alien Queen, the Predator, and Pumpkinhead. Pardon me. Movie number 9. Director Blank remakes his own 1988 Dutch film Blank to lesser effect. Tense thriller about the disappearance of a woman at a highway rest stop. Her boyfriend becomes obsessed with locating her, searching for some 3 years as he is haunted by her memory. Unlike the Dutch original, the remake resorts to a clumsy ending designed for feel-good appeal. Based on the novel The Golden Egg by Tim Crabb. So again, I left the novel, the author in there. If you know that, great. This one is slightly deep cut, but I think a lot of people know it. The year is 1993. The cast is Nancy Travis, Kiefer Sutherland, and Jeff Bridges. And I'm going to try my best on this director's name and the pronunciation. It's George Sluize. Sluizer? Sluize. I don't know. I try my best. But this movie is The Vanishing. So it is a remake of the director's earlier film in Dutch called Spoorloos. That one is, I've talked about that on the channel before. It is grim, it is very dark, and the fun fact I have for you for this one is about the differences again. Sweezer, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, opted to make some significant changes to the story and the storytelling when remaking his own film. He added a character. He largely abandoned the non-linear approach, which was very unique and cool about the first one. And, in my opinion, he completely screwed up the ending. I'm not going to spoil it for you by telling you how I thought he screwed it up, but you can look at the Wikipedia pages if you want of the two movies, Footloose and The Vanishing. You can watch them both and compare them. You can watch one and then look up the Wikipedia for the other one. But I do think his changes to the ending really took a lot of the punch out of this great story. Great I mean, it's not great like having fresh chocolate chip cookies is great. It's great in that it's very effective in being bleak and making you feel depressed. Movie number 10. Mercenary Carl Thomason poses as a high school substitute teacher to hunt down the New York gangbangers who murdered his brother during a carjacking. But his plans for revenge put innocent school children at risk as well. I will tell you that this one is a sequel that I have featured it on the channel before in one of my haul videos. The year is 1997. The cast is Angel David, B.D. Wong, and Treat Williams. I'll also tell you that though this is a sequel, Treat Williams, who plays the main character, is actually a recast. So he wasn't in the original, but he's playing the same character. The director is Stephen Pearl, and this movie is The Substitute 2, School's Out. So in the original Substitute, the character of Carl Thomason was played by Tom Berenger. That's the fun fact I have for you. He passed on reprising his role, sinking the studio's plan for a theatrical release. They thought without the name association with that actor, with that character, they wouldn't get enough butts in seats. So this one was, the budget was reduced and is released straight to cable TV. I don't know, HBO, Showtime, whatever it was. But that's it. All 10 movies. Hopefully you got a bunch of them. Maybe you got 6 or 7, and that is great. If you got all 10, I am super impressed. I don't think I would have gotten all 10. But maybe knowing that they were all from my hauls, I might have guessed them right. But that's it for this week. Thank you for watching this far. If you want to like and subscribe, I would appreciate it. But if you don't, that's okay too. Flo and I will just have to see you the next time we post. Or you'll see us the next time we post. Not the other way around. I can't see you through this thing. Have a good one. Bye.